All right, there we go. Looks like we are back. Back in action. Okay. Looks like I just wanted to do some live on the spot trading with you guys as we go into the opening of the London trade session. Yes, I can smoke because I can. Alright, so as I was calling earlier, I'm looking at the euro and the dollar right now, is that we had probably seen the bottom of the euro for now. What I am thinking is that we have probably seen, since it was Thursday, we may have seen the high for the week already. And that since we saw some pretty significant push from the dollar finally out, we may just see it come right back down, or we may see it come down a little bit and then go back up and end the week on an up note, giving us a little hope for the dollar, right? Because it can't just stay down here forever, right? Or if it is, it's going to go through the bottom. So what my predictions, or what my kind of sentiment was, is that now that it has rebalanced, the GU and the EU both have rebalanced. So if we talk about rebalancing, we talk about getting a point to where, well, this would be about even, right? So I guess you would say it hit a point of support, but this is actually your last point of, because see, there's a little bit of consolidation here, and then it comes down, slams this, and then goes up. So this is actually your fib axis point, your fib low point, comes back down, hits exactly that 70.5 level. So if that is the case, what you want to see is, I'm thinking, before I was thinking it would probably come back up, hit this, and then we'd come down, hit a daily low. But with the way things have been going, I think we might see another update. Or what I want to do is I want to wait and see until about 2 o'clock hits, and then we might see it turn around and go the other way. So I'm already in both the euro and GU. Whenever it hit these and it started to look like it was going up, and I was doing my calculations, I decided I wanted to jump in, so I did. And see, at first, what EU did is it kind of gave you an evil leveling point right here, making you think that it was at a kind of the resistance point, and then it dropped back down, probably trying to get people to sell. And of course, I knew at equal highs it was going to break through. It broke through that equal highs, probably triggering some buy stops. It's probably going to pull back a little bit more, because right now it is equal with this little low right here, right? Making people think that this is now also resistance, and it's going to push through that as well. Just going to give it time though. And I think the same is probably happening over here with GU. Yeah, almost the same exact kind of scenario. And it's hitting this point, making people think this is some kind of resistance level. It's actually not, because what this is, created a gap, right? So this is just filling the gap right now. Yeah, it could fill the gap up to here. But what you'd look for, especially if you wanted to see it turn around is you'd want to see a point to where you hit a very high point and then it turned around like this, but this is not an order block. I know it's not an order block, it's too wicky. Even though it still fits in this candle, and that would still be kind of considered one candle. Let me get down to the 5 minutes of it and look at that candle. Yeah, that is not an order block. You have this, you have the steady climb up. There's no huge displacement of that candle. It just kind of steadily climbs up. So, and this kind of here too, it just kind of steadily moves. These are the areas that I would especially be looking for it to come back down to and hit. I would think if anything, it would kind of give you a fake out, come back down, and then go back up. I have this here because I think if anything, if it were to actually stop and turn around, you would see it hit this order block here and then turn around. But then again, that's also at this level here. Says checking my stream health, and says my stream health, it says a good connection, but I do have a warning, but I don't think I can change it. Nope, I cannot change it. What is it saying? It's not optimal. Okay, so next time I will learn to change my output stream to be a little bit slower, I guess is what it wants. But alright, get back to the charts. GU and EU, this is what I look at. See, again, like I said, made you think that this was going to be some kind of resistance level. It wasn't. Probably same thing happened with EU. Yep, pushed up. What it did hit though was this, which is interesting. That is definitely an order block. And then pushed right back down. So, but you're still up a little bit. Let me see what the DX is doing. Okay, so yeah, it's going to continue falling. Even though it may have came down, it hit some kind of point, it bounced back up. It didn't hit anything significant price-wise to make it return back upwards. Besides, you do have a huge gap here still, which usually about 95% of all gaps get filled. So we're still looking at a very, very long drop here. Whether it's going to drop all the way down to the bottom, I am not sure. What I was looking at earlier is that if you go to the dollar index and you go all the way back to 2018, you have an order block. About halfway through that order block is this point. So if you get to more than halfway through this order block, you're going to look at the dollar start going lower, right? If you don't get halfway through this order block and it stays up here in this zone, this kind of area, more than likely looking at the dollar you know, kind of, this is what I was looking at. I was talking about the buyer maker, market maker buy sell model. If we go into the 4 hour, definitely have a market maker buy sell model here. We go into the daily, you can easily see it, and we go back here to 2018, you can see it here. So if you see it here, and they usually happen in different kind of areas. So this is 50%, right? This is, I drew from here to here, basically. May have not have been the best representation, but it probably was, you know, close as about as I can get. I may have could have drawn it from here, and it may have given us a little bit more of a boost up closer to where we are at, but it is still above the 50% of this order block that we have right here in this market maker buy sell model. Didn't mean to grab that. And so what is happening with the dollar right now, and even though it looks like it's right in the bottom, it is still pretty, just kind of grabs things on its own. It's still pretty far away from the bottom as far as when you're talking about pips, especially when it comes to GU. You know, GU has still quite a many pips to get to if it want, you know, if it hits the bottom of here, right? And we're looking at GU, and GU is gonna hit that same top. We're quite a few pips left to get there. You got about 74 pips, and I am currently about 22 pips in, so we shall see, we shall see. But the question is this going to get up? We still have about an hour and 15 minutes left until the London Open, and when the London Open starts, is that going to start a different tone, I guess you could say? Is that going to cause something to go down or not, right? That's what I am waiting on. So for me, I know personally that this is going to continue going up, or at least it will go, at the least it will go sideways, but I don't think it's going to go sideways. It'll continue going up until we hit that either 1 o'clock a.m. or 2 o'clock a.m. marker. It is 12:44 a.m. right now, Central Time Zone. So for those of you who may be watching this in England, hello. You guys are lucky. I want to move there just so I can trade, so I'm not up at 12:45 a.m. whenever I have to be up at work in about 3 hours. But what did happen is that GU did hit. Here's the thing, though, is it's, I guess you could say it did. That may have been a balance, right? If we want to start really looking at some real technicals and getting really down to the nit grit, we could turn this right around, go this way, and you could say GU hit the 80%, and that's generally about a good spot to where things like to turn around and go the other way. Yeah, it did hit an order block, so who knows? But it did just back up a little bit. The real question is where is the DXY right now? DXY also could have hit an order block. Because it looks like what the DXY did is it probably hit the top of this, which it did, right? So the DXY could have rebalanced as well. This is why I'm constantly trying to change my mind in the middle of trading. Came back down, look at that, 75% perfectly, 70.5%. Telling you, everything hits the 70.5%. Everything. Algorithm is made to hit the 70.5%. Or the 80, somewhere between there. Right, but you always want to trade right around the 62 just to be on the safe side. So now the question is, and you got a lot of wobbly up here. So if this thing does turn around and start going upwards, which I would expect since this thing kind of fell, it looks like there's a big gap in between both of these. I would expect this to at least retrace up to here before it started going back down again, but it looks like it's just going for it. So let's see what's happening with GU. Going back up. Maybe. It's testing the waters. No, nope, yep, definitely taking off here, okay. That's the thing is, this would be considered an order block. That right there. Because it is your last up candle before your big displacement down candle. So it could be the end of it, but if not, what you would expect to happen is for it to get above it, hit something else, come back down, and then touch the top of it, and then go the other way. Or at least halfway through it, and then go the other way. But we'll see if that was the end of it. It is 10 minutes till, I guess all the Euro sessions already started. Hey Siri. What time is it in Germany?
In Berlin, Germany, it's 7:49 a.m.
All right, so they're already trading in Berlin. For those of you in Germany, I know you're trading. I know you. I've been watching you. You guys are trading. And it looks like we may be heading down. This does look like a classic Judas swing. That being said, your daily low from the previous day. Let's go back to that. I think that's what this blue line is. If it's not, that's what this yellow line is. I can't remember which one I marked. Because that's what you're going to be aiming for if you want to sell. Your daily low currently is right here. It's going to be your yellow line. That's what you're going to want to aim for. And I think that's probably what is happening, to be honest. Because like I said, I don't think we're going to see another run at the bottom. It did hit that. GBP. Same thing, right at the 80%. Also hit order block. Both of them hit order blocks, EU and GU. And now they're both going the opposite way. And so let's flip the tables here. And not there, but here, because that's it. Also about 70.5%, 80%, golden zone, right? It's gonna sell, and wow, right at 3 times the amount of, let's see, that was the previous day's low, right? I think. Yep. That was the previous day's low. So, right exactly at 3 times the amount of the symmetry is what you're looking at to aim for if you're going for a sell. But it looks like the GU is still growing, or EU I mean. See what GU is doing, kind of faltering. And looks like the dollar is still going lower. So EU is going to follow that. GU could be doing a couple different things. You never know what's going to happen with GU. Let's actually take a look, see what's happening with gold. Gold kind of does the same thing, but it does it a little bit different way. We'll take a 4-hour look at the gold really quick. Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. I was kind of close. It didn't get as high as I wanted it to, and it got lower than I thought it was going to go. But I had the right idea, exactly what was going to happen with gold whenever I was trying to plan this out back in December 8th. I thought it was going to come up here, hit a high, right, and then pull back down, and then suck everybody back down into this area, and then come back up. But instead, it just went lower. It went below the area that I thought it was, and now it went right back to the area to where I thought it was going to go. So, did almost the exact opposite of what I thought it was going to do. Oops. Where's my mouse? I just bought a new mouse for this thing. I don't even know where it is. Alright, so if we're looking at gold, and the gold has a very sensitive rebalancing. Okay, so it looks like it has already came up and rebalanced, so now we'd be looking for something around in this area that would have a strong up to down push. So I am going to mark this, and we are going to get down to the 15 minutes of this and see what kind of big up down push we would have around that time. And then there it is. Didn't do exactly what I wanted it to do. We'll get it fixed in just a second. Here we go. And let me get those off of there. I'm not a fan of indicators. If anything, indicators leads you the wrong way if you know how to read price action. Alright, so what did gold do? It came right to the 70.5 like I thought it would. I'm telling you, I don't even have it at the right spot. But once you do put it at the right spot, what does it do? It lands right at the 70.5. Everything lands right at the 70.5. Telling you, as long as you know how to place your fibs, it's always going to come back to the 70.5, and you can trade from that point, and you can always trade 30 pips, $3, whatever it is, there's always going to be at least a three of something. So let's say 70, so you could get to 82 for sure. So it got to 83 before it decided to turn around. 86, so you got three times the amount of what you would normally get if we're just adding a 3, whatever. So and it's still on that wave. So if I was to guess anything, what let me see here. Are we gonna guess gold's gonna go up? I'm thinking it is. I'm thinking gold's gonna go up. If the dollar continues to go down, it will. If it doesn't go up, then we flip. God, it's a good thing I don't have that as a. I'm gonna use this as the low, right? And this as the high here. What you'd be looking for is a retracement back up into this 70.5 area, which you can see there is. What you would look for is the order block, which actually, let me get down to the 5 minutes of it because we can probably find something a little bit more defined. And then it pops down a little bit and comes right back up. So that would be your turtle soup, right? That would be your turtle soup sell. I want to see where that ended up, because I want to see what kind of oh, it didn't do it the right way I wanted it to. Okay. Jesus, stop. Okay. So, pull back up just above the 80. It sold off. Got it down to just past the 1.62. Right around the 1.62 before we started buying again. So it didn't get to the double extension. What it did hit was the order block that was down here. So now we just take that, we extend it. And actually, what I would do, I wouldn't even use this. I would draw this down here, especially if we think it's going to sell off. Pull back up into this area. See, it's trying to give off that. It's hit a it's hit a resistance point, which I don't think it has. Comes back down, hits this block, it's gonna come back up. If anything, it's gonna hit. Your last up candle before you go down. You probably could get right to here before it sells off. Somewhere around 84.75-ish is what I'm thinking. Oh, cool. I can stream on TradingView, and I'm streaming on YouTube for some reason. Anyways, let's get back to the DXY. It is now pushing back up, which means, of course, the GU would be doing that. The EU is definitely going to be selling. Came back up. Oh, touched the 80% or 79%. Oh, so graciously. Let's see what that high was. 22553, and 79% was 22554. Let me just do something here. I want to see what if it would have put 80%, if it would have 22556. It would get a little bit different, but whatever. All right, so we're going back to 79. But this just could be all in the name of the game of getting people to try to come back down. Alright, touch this price here. So hit that top of the order block. And then it turns back around and it starts to move up again. So I think this one's now obsolete. Maybe not. Boom, shoots right through it. Pulls back, it's gonna keep going down. I think that's what we're gonna see, and again, 3 times that amount is the daily that you would be looking for. Let me see if that was a low from yesterday, right? So that wasn't even on the low of the week. The low of the week was way lower than that. I want to see if where we're at now. Plus 30 pips. Because this has rebalanced itself pretty good. GU, same thing. Came up at the order block. Now it's starting to pull down. I think this order block candle that I had blocked off earlier, I think this took care of its purpose right here. So I think we're going to see sell-offs from both EU and GU and take out the previous day's lows. And I think with gold, we are probably going to see the same. And one last little fun fact, Bitcoin is going to do the same as well. I'm in the 1 minute. Let's get in the 15 here. So Bitcoin had its little run. Even though we are getting higher highs, we didn't get a higher high here. And now we're starting to see it sell off a little bit. So what does that mean for Bitcoin? Let's take the most recent big push to the most recent low. Let's see if it came back up to about, the 80%. That's usually where it comes to, anywhere between these lines. And then now you should see a sell-off. And I don't know, you know, crypto's a little bit different. I don't know if we're gonna see a daily low that it would hit, considering it did make a huge amount of leeway today. Let me see. Let's get what was the daily? Where did the day start yesterday for Bitcoin? Oh, exactly 3 times the amount as to where our candle is now. Just like EU is. So you can't get any closer than that when it comes to smart money. And the current low is at 162%. So I think we're gonna. I think we've hit. You know, weeklies have highs. I think Thursday we've had the weekly high. Everybody's gonna start selling off their assets, doing whatever they have to do to make their money back for the week, and we should see previous day's lows be taken out, and that should be the end of the week. Anyways, that's all I've got for you guys. I need to go to bed because it is way past my bedtime. But thanks for watching. And I'll be up in a couple hours, probably doing the same thing. All right, peace, guys.